Hello y'all, and welcome to YoungFolk Knits. Hello y'all, and welcome back to YoungFolk Knits. My name is Casey, and on this channel I mainly like to share all about my love for fiber. So lots of knitting, some sewing, spinning, sometimes crochet. You never know what we're going to get up to around here. I also live on a small farm in Arkansas where my husband, myself, and our kids are beekeepers. We love raising chickens, gardens, and animals, and spending time outdoors here in the foothills of the Ozarks. So sometimes I share about that as well. And if any of that sounds like your cup of tea, then make sure and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on any new video content. Today we are all a little bit under the weather. We got a virus that's going around. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I've completely lost my sense of taste again, which is not boding well. And I'm gonna make it a short video because I'm coughing a lot, so there will also probably be a lot of cuts in it, and I apologize in advance for that. I did upload a bonus video this week, which is all about a Nora Ephron fall or a Meg Ryan fall aesthetic. So if you love West Side, New York, bookshops, cozy walks in the crisp air, Nora Ephron, and all the knitwear, then make sure and check out that video. First of all, another day, another linen dress. I am wearing my ZW Gather dress again, which I shared about recently in another episode. And I've just got a little cardigan over it. And this is just the most comfortable, breezy, breathable dress. I really love it, and I end up wearing it a lot. Linen is just my absolute favorite fabric, especially a washed linen. So this is really nice. Today I thought I would just show you what I got up to in a week of making. As far as sewing goes, I will start out with saying I sewed a pair of Chanterelle pants by Sew Liberated this week. I think those pants look absolutely stunning on everyone I've seen them on. I had the View A printed, which is the wide leg pants, and I think I picked the wrong size because honestly they're just a little bit too big. So I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna do, if I'm going to try to alter them. I'm not sure yet. I will keep y'all updated, but that was one thing I did. I sewed those pants up, and another thing I did was knit 2 sleeves to finish up my test knit that I have been working on in the Fiber Company Luma yarn. So that is finished, it is blocked, and I love it. I can't wait to share that with y'all. Probably in like 2 weeks or so, I should be able to share all about it. I'm very happy. I got that done. I completed something. So that did take some time. In the past 7 days, I've done 2 sleeves, finishing, blocking, weaving in ends, all of the good stuff. I feel like a weight has been lifted off of my shoulders. So when I finished that, I did decide to go ahead and cast on something new. So what I cast on is my Elena pullover sleeve. So with this pattern, you knit the sleeves first. I love the colors in this. So I chatted a little bit about this before, but You Knit Toronto, which is a yarn store in Toronto, very kindly sent me the yarn to make the Elena pullover. So Claudia herself is actually the one who designed it. What is super exciting is that we are going to be doing a Elena cowl. So I'm going ahead and casting on. I'm loving it. I always think it's interesting to work sleeves first. I don't do it very often. In fact, I think I've only done it once, maybe twice. I think that it's always interesting, and by the time I'm ready for the sleeves, I'm so excited that they're already done. I hate being on Sleeve Island. And I think it's nice to work the sleeves at the beginning of the project when you're very excited about it. I do usually prefer a top-down pattern, so that's the only reason why most of the time, you know, sleeves are knit last, because of a top-down pattern. I am using some Sannis Garn Sunday, which You Knit Toronto kindly sent to me. And then I'm holding it with some of my own yarn, which is the Camerose Midnight Soul base. And I think that they are really pretty together. This is a Surrey, this is a Merino. And then for my other color, I am using some Farmer's Daughter Fibers Surrey, their Odang base, and I am holding that with some Sannis Garn that You Knit Toronto sent me in the burnt sugar color. So there's a little bit of a color difference, but I think it's looking pretty good together. So I cast this on last night, and I just worked to my first increase, which is different because most of the time there are decreases on sleeves. So I did that last night. It wasn't a lot of knitting time. So the other thing I did was get out my Sari Nordland Rosenland top slash vest. I think that Sari Nordland knocked it out of the park on this. It's a stunning lace and cable top slash vest. And I am knitting this out of some yarn from Pearl Soho. It is the Pearl Soho Cotton Pure, which they did offer as yarn support. And I think it's knitting up really nicely. This is the Warm Rock color. I did have a lot of trouble with my hands. Once I joined in the round, I had to take a break for a while. And I decided to pick up the collar. This has a folded neckband collar, and I thought I would work on that and then take another break, since it is 100% cotton and my hands seem to be having a little bit of trouble with it. So last night after I cast on that sleeve, I worked to the halfway point where you do a purl row and then you fold it over. This is twisted rib. Twisted rib and 100% cotton is not the easiest on my hands, but I'm gonna finish this collar this afternoon. It's only about 7 or 8 rounds to get the half of it, and I've already done 1, so I only need to do about 6 rounds of the ribbing, and then I will sew it down. So I'm definitely gonna finish that up this afternoon. And then the armholes are so easy because all you do is just basically pick up and then bind off really quickly. So I could even get that done today, and then all I would have left is the body. And the reason I like to do the collar and the arms first is because I do think that it affects the fit. Excuse me. I definitely think that it affects the fit, and I want to get as accurate of a fit check as possible before I bind off. And that's just another reason that I love a top-down pattern. The other thing I've been working on this week is the shawl that I cast on basically exactly 1 week ago. Yeah, 1 week ago today I cast it on. It is the Color Craze shawl by Tammy Gore. And I am knitting mine in colors from Union Fibre Co., which Bonnie dyes in New Zealand. I absolutely love these colors. They are all on a superwash merino singles base, so it takes the dye beautifully, and it's all garter and brioche. There's a few eyelet rows. I really love the shawl in singles yarn. It's so light, and I think this is gonna be so nice to wear this fall hopefully at Rhinebeck. I definitely think I could finish this before my next episode next week, but will I is the question. So I think from the last time, you know, I got maybe from here to here and that's it. I have not been working on this much at all. I've only knit on it maybe one day because I really wanted to finish my test knit. So I'm excited to get back to work on this. I really love shawl knitting, and this is a super fun one. It's really fun to see the colors constantly change, the texture change. And if you've never done brioche before, I think this is an excellent first pattern to do brioche in. There's not a lot of it. It's not for long periods, and so you're less likely to have mistakes. If I could make one recommendation, it would be to put a lifeline in the row before you start your brioche, and that way if you do have a problem with it, then you can simply rip back to your lifeline and you're good to go. You can start over and not have to start over at the beginning. Last but not least, I have my Alder sweater. This pattern I love so much, but I wanted to finish my other test knit before I really started working on this test knit. So I would only allow myself to pick it up and work one repeat of these 4 rows that you do in the raglan. And so I would, you know, a couple times I would pick it up and work 4 rows and do that once. So I've made no progress whatsoever, but that's okay because this week I'm starting on it in earnest and I'm very excited. I am doing a test knit for Rebecca from the Craze, and I'm using Sonder Yarn Co., which is a DK weight called their Sunday Morning DK. It's 75% BFL and 25% Masham, and I really love this base. So I'm excited to get rocking and rolling on this. I was thinking that I might even stop and pick up and knit the collar, but I've got so many projects with yarn balls attached in multiple places. I don't think I want to do that again. I think I just want to make progress on my raglan, and maybe I'll stop and do my collar whenever I get closer to the point of splitting for sleeves. That way I can have a better idea when I do a fit check of how things are looking. I am holding it in this Magner bag, which I absolutely love. This is the original size and it is in the color olive. It is this amazing waxed canvas bag, and they did very generously send this to me, and I gotta tell y'all, it is a new favorite. I love it. It's got pockets. It just feels sturdy. You don't feel like anything's gonna happen to it. You feel like you can take it anywhere. Not to mention it's beautiful. And there's just something about knitting. Okay, first of all, I just really love knitting. I mean, I love it. And it brings me so much joy. Even the difficult and frustrating parts, I'm loving every minute of it, you know? And I just think that at this point in my knitting journey, I also love all the special little details, like a project bag that brings me joy to look at, stitch markers that I love, knitting needles that I enjoy. All of those things, they just mean so much to me now in the knitting process. All that to say, I really love this bag. And don't forget that Magner did offer all of y'all a discount code, so you can use the code YoungFolkKnits to get 10% off of your own order if you decide you would like one of their bags. They have a lot of different sizes, some beautiful classic colors. I just think they look so good in the waxed canvas. So be sure and check those out. Oh my goodness, I completely forgot that I have a finished object for this week. I'm sitting here looking around like, is that all? I feel like I'm leaving something out. And I am. I actually finished something. I would lose my head if it wasn't attached, I'm telling you what. I finished my hat and peak hat by Max the Knitter, or Maxim Serum. And I knit mine out of the Farmer's Daughter Fibers Recollect base. So it's a sport weight rambouillet, and it is squishalicious. It's absolutely amazing. I made the biggest size because my hair doesn't like to be squished, and I have a biggish head. I do not like my hats to be tight. So I feel like the width is good. I did not over block it by any means, but it is very slouchy. It ended up very long. So, I mean, I could pull the hat band higher up, I guess, or even double fold it. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. But I do love the colors. I used 4 colors, all from the Farmer's Daughter Fibers, and it was a fun knit. It was fun because I haven't done color work in a little bit. It's been a little bit. You know what? That's not true. I've done a lot of color work lately. My tessellated vest was color work, but it was mosaic color work. I guess you would say that my Alder test right now is color work. My shawl, you know, I don't know what I'm talking about. I haven't done stranded, plain, charted color work in a bit. It's been a while since I've done this, probably a few months. And it was kind of fun to just sit down and do some flicking and picking and work on this hat. So when I do color work, I do hold my yarn one color in each hand, and I always think that's a lot of fun. It definitely makes catching floats so much easier. I feel like I get a pretty good tension that way as well. Yeah, this hat did turn out a bit large. I have to say the colors could not be more fabulous though. Let me try it on. I can barely see myself. As you can see, it is rather slouchy. I definitely feel like a hipster in it. I usually prefer a beanie that's very close to my head and does not have a lot of slouch. So I don't know, what do y'all think? Is it too slouchy? I would definitely take some opinions here. I don't know, but I do really like it. I like the colors a lot. I just wish it was a little bit shorter. I could always rip it out, and instead of doing the decrease rounds at the end every other round, I could do it every round, and that would probably cut this decrease part at the top in half. But I don't know. What do y'all think? What should I do? I still like it. It's just definitely very slouchy. And that is pretty much what I've gotten up to this week. I'm hoping to cast off that shawl this week. But I think what I'm gonna do is knit a little bit of brioche on my shawl and try to finish up the collar on my Rosenland vest. thank y'all so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoy videos like this, then make sure and give it a thumbs up, and also hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any new video content. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And until next time, happy knitting, y'all.